What
Bigger than babies are.
what is your character's scent? What does his load of carnies smell like?
Burnt hair and sweat.
Makes sense.
Probably now that I have Scorch, probably a little bit of wet dog too.
Just a little extra seasoning on the top of the rest of that.
Or Grotus, it's stale wine and ditchweed.
All right.
Very earthy aroma.
For a while, it was like a little bit of lavender and wood varnish. And then it kind of became, that mixed with Grotus's stale wine. And lately, it's got like a little bit of a tinge of wood smoke to it.
All right. Interesting.
For Maz, it's probably like a mixture of like dirt and something musty and like kind of and like BO and a mineral scent.
Okay.
What kind of minerals are we talking about?
All kinds of minerals. She's got lots of minerals.
Like it.
All right. How about Nini? What kind of scent does Nini got going on?
I would say woodseed. Kind of wet dog mixed with wet cat.
I love that literally none of us are like, oh, I smell great.
the double trouble. Yeah, yeah. We all certainly have an aroma, don't we? Oh goodness.
We're working folk.
Yep. Couldn't have expected any better. All right. Let me get the map up here and see what we recall from last time, if anything.
Not a lot.
Not a thing.
Fair. Okay. So, after, 2 times ago, we got a little bit whooped at the front door of this place by some basilisks. And after a quick...
basilisk cannon.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's right. We did get that. So after a little regrouping and resupplying, and also the crafting of a basilisk cannon, it's a petrification cannon, but it's made out of the body of a dead basilisk, which has come. I think it's come in handy once. We petrified one thing so far,
Yep.
and that worked out pretty well. But yeah, with that in tow, we came back down here into the city and kind of busted into the front door of Moonstone Hall here, trying to figure out what's going on, see what we can find out with these Zolgaths that are everywhere and such. And yeah, this has been abandoned for quite a while, and it seems to have been fairly thoroughly defiled by these Zolgaths. There was a little Moonstone pool that you guys managed to figure out how to purify, and it sounds like there might be other pools like that you can purify elsewhere in this temple, which may be useful. And there were a few Zolgaths around that you guys beat up, and you also managed to find some interesting little tidbits of information that seem to suggest that Mistress Dusklight has been doing some shady dealings with these Zolgaths down here. You don't know entirely all of the details, but I believe you had found a net on the dead body of a dude that had gotten sacrificed to some Zolgath god, and he was just like some random like worker of the Celestial Menagerie that got lured down here, or forced to go down here, and got used as a sacrifice. But he had like a net in his pocket that had the embroidered logo of the Celestial Menagerie on it. And then there was also what was his name? Oh yeah, there was a little mephit, or no, not a mephit, a quasit. There was a quasit, same diff but different system. Quasit that you guys had rescued, kind of. He had been with some of the Zolgaths in one of these rooms that you guys busted into, but he surrendered, and he gave you some information about how he saw a very pretty cat lady who would come down and do dealings with the Zolgaths down here. So you guys have that useful information in your pockets. There were a couple ways down further into the temple that you guys had found so far. There is a staircase in the southeast corner of the room where like Maz and Braz and Scorch and Honker are currently kind of in. There's a spiral staircase in that corner that goes down. And then there was another staircase down on the very southern end of this complex here, which was blocked by this kind of interesting statue, and we didn't manage to quite figure out what was going on there. But otherwise, it seems that this floor is pretty well cleared. You guys have poked around in all of the corners around here. Actually, here, let me... wrong button. It's not gonna let me. Okay, never mind. Yeah, there's a... I see you around there, Nini. Yeah, there was like a big chapel in the middle and a few other kind of small rooms off to the sides. And there's this, this big lobby that you're in right now that had a big symbol of the god of Eridan on the ground there. That little pool, that little purple pool, is the pool that they cleansed. And this little cave outside led up under a fountain in kind of the cruddy part of town that, was being guarded. But you guys got a pass from the city watch to come down here and, take care of whatever riffraff was going on. So yeah, that's where we stand right now.
Shall we then take this closest staircase, or you guys want to check out the cool statue?
Statue.
Sure, let's appreciate some art.
Statue!
All right,
I love art thievery, and I love art vandalism even more.
All right, well, if you're going to the statue, again, that's down here. That's this room. Down at the very bottom of the map where I have Scorch at right now. Although I don't know if you guys can see Scorch or not. If you need a hand, I will drag you guys down that way.
There we go. I found it. I stumbled my way, smelling the wet dog.
Yep. All right, there's that one. Let's see. There's Maz.
Grotus gets there by vibes.
All right, into the main sanctuary and around. Yeah, Nini, if you go into the southeast door of that room and follow that hallway around to the end and go straight, there you go. There we go. Okay, we're all here. All right. So we have been in this room before. But there is another door made out of this fine ebony stone, like a lot of the doors in this place have been. To the west, and there is a stone statue of a human man in a flowing robe that has one hand raised in a gesture of what looks like, some kind of warning, and it has a burning brazier in his other hand. And the statue looks like it's been broken and reassembled several times. It's got all these cracks in it all over the place, and there's like small pieces here and there that seem to kind of litter the floor a little bit. And it's directly in front of that western door. And aside from the statue, there's like nothing else in this room. Like just, a little bit of rubble and stuff on the floor, and then this statue.
Gross gonna try to pick up some of the chunks and see if any of them can like fit back together onto the missing chunks of the statue.
Okay. Let's see. You go ahead and roll we'll say a perception check for that. All right. So you look over at some of the stuff on the ground here, and a lot of this is pretty small, just random pieces, and there's all these just little dings and cracks everywhere that it doesn't seem like there is an easily discernible way to like put these back where they belong. It just they're just such random little bits that you're not sure. You do notice with that perception roll though, as you're kind of looking over this statue, is that there seem to be like a lot of these spots where there's little pieces missing. It looks like this statue was broken by like weapons of some kind, or like just smashed to pieces in some way. Like there seem to be kind of marks and scratches and things on the statue from this.
Well, it seems like our unsavory folks down here didn't like it. Makes me like it more. To put out his brazier, or I don't know. Gross is just gonna high five the hand that's extended out in warning. High five.
All right. You high five the statue, and you feel maybe like a vague sense of some sort of approval, but nothing really happens.
Does anybody know anything about this? What the old stone man's religion is?
Yeah. If anybody wants to do is there a religion check in this one?
Don't tell him I'm a fucking heretic. But yeah, go for it.
Yeah, there's a religion check. Yeah, if anybody wants to do a religion. Okay. All right. So religion-wise, you take a look at this statue, Braz, and from what you know about religions and also just context clues of where you are, this is a statue of Eridan. So the god that is, well, it was once revered in this place.
Well, big ups, Eridan. Sorry about your legs and the other parts of your body that got smashed up by lizards. Guess we should go check out the other staircase.
All right. All right. So if we head up to the other staircase, let me go ahead and just get the other map. That's the next floor. If I can find. Where is that floor? Ah, okay. Map. Here we go. Where was it on here that this... Okay, let me just go ahead and share this real quick. And get your tokens. Oh! I misread the direction that staircase went. Whoops. That does not go down. That staircase actually goes up. Whoop. And you end up in... Actually, it'll be easier if I just take these tokens off of this and replace them, because there are too many walls in the way to drag over to that direction. Okay. There we are. Grotus. Nini. Conquer. Maz. Scorch. And Braz. Okay. So, you head up the staircase in the corner of that room. And these stairs, you see that they are pretty worn stone stairs. I mean, you guys have probably seen like pictures of, you know, staircases in like 1,000-year-old like Buddhist temples and stuff where there's like just been so many feet on them over thousands of years that like they have kind of worn a bit in the middle from all the people walking up and down them. These stairs are kind of like that. And it goes up a decent bit. And you find yourself in a somewhat small room. And the ceiling in here is partially collapsed. And there is an enormous cracked bronze bell that is on the floor. You know, it seems to have been suspended at some point. There are, at least from what you can see from like the rubble around the edges of the room, you know, it looks like there used to be some nice arches. And, you know, given the bell, you assume this, you know, this was a bell tower at some point. So this would have, you know, been up in the air. This would have looked out over, you know, the area. But now it is underground. The air here is strange. Guys, as you guys kind of walk into the room, the air has a bit of a warp and a shimmer to it. And there's these thick cobwebs that appear over the rubble sometimes. And then when you look back, the cobwebs are gone. There is a corpse of a Zulgath in the middle of the room, kind of hanging in the air by these webs that seem to go in and out of existence. And there is there's also a small door to the east.
Seeing a lot of problems I can't punch. It's making my nose itch. I guess while everyone else looks around, Gross is going to box with that bell.
All right. So you lay some nice punches into this old bronze bell. And even though it is cracked and on the ground, it still has some reverberation to it while you punch it. And as you are kind of bonking away at this thing, Everybody give me a perception check. All right, so Grotus, you're happily bunking away, and in the mostly in the dim light in here, and with these kind of funky cobwebs, everyone but Grotus and Nini, you're kind of thinking to experiences you've had in the past and things, and you know that things that live on webs, they like vibrations.
Don't we all?
Yeah, don't we all? But they're very attuned to them. And the four of you, Grotus is having the time of his life here on this bell, and among these strange cobwebs that seem to go in and out of existence, you notice two large spiders up towards the top of the roof that are also kind of seeming to fade in and out of existence. But they are also becoming a little more solid the longer you look at them, and the more that Grotus is bonking away on this bell. Everybody go ahead and...
I immediately whip out like some balls and start juggling them. And I start telling a joke.
All right. Everybody go ahead and roll initiative while Honker is performing here.
I can't see anything on the map, by the way. I don't know if that's just me.
Oh, shit. Let me make sure that
I zoomed in and out a bunch, so I may have like really messed it up for myself.
Been there.
Hold on, let me scoot you into the middle of the map there. It is like it's the room that we're in is like up towards the top of the image. It's kind of a small, it's like a 5x5 square room. Yeah, let me try resharing it just in case that helps.
It's the Lower Moonstone Hall map, right?
Upper.
Oh, sorry about that. It was behind that one. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're good. You're good. Yeah, let me move everybody's tokens out from underneath things so we're not.
Okay. But yeah, so I'm on my little thing. I'm wheeling around on my little thing. I'm juggling and I'm telling a joke to all the spiders because I'm trying to fascinate them.
All right.
If I can...
Is that a save they have to do for that?
Yeah. So I can do it. It looks like there's two of them, so I can do it up to 4. But what I do is I roll performance against their will DC.
Okay. Let's see. Will. Okay, go ahead and roll performance. All right, that would pass for both of them actually. So what does that do for them? For what you said?
So is that just a regular pass or a critical?
Just a regular success.
Okay. So that could vary. If we're not in combat, a success is they're fascinated for 1 round.
Okay.
If you're in combat, you have to critically succeed. But if you critically succeed, they are also incapacitated for a round.
Okay. Well.
So I think we're probably in combat, man.
Yeah, they
I don't think,
yeah, given all the vibration going on, like they were poising to come after you guys.
Okay, so it was a really bad joke. I got robbed by a bunch of dwarves on the way here, and that was a real low blow.
Oh.
Heyo. All right, let's see. So, top of the order here with this guy up in the corner. So both of these two, like when they appear from the ethereal plane, they are kind of up on the ceiling of this room. Like the ceiling is kind of falling to pieces in here, but it is still about 15 feet up. It varies a bit because of the collapsedness, but generally about that big. So he is up here, and this one tries to shoot a web at Honker. And does this have a save, or does it just do it? It doesn't say a save. No, I guess it just.
Don't say a save. They just do it.
Yeah, it just does. Like it has a DC to like escape it. It looks like, but it looks like it just happens. Okay.
I know what you're doing. You do it. It's a brutal system.
All right. Yeah. So it shoots this web, which again, this is like this strange shimmering in and out of existence substance, and you feel this kind of drape over you, Honker, and you find yourself immobilized here in the middle of the room. And the spider kind of crawls down the wall here with its second action. And then...
I think you moved the wrong spider.
The what?
I think you moved the wrong spider.
Oh, I did move the wrong spider. It's 13. Oopsies. Well, I mean, they're in the same spot, but now on the floor. At least this one is. I can't really show the 3D space very well on this. But now it's at the same level, and it's a pretty big guy. These spiders are spiders of unusual size, and it tries to bite at you, Honker. Hits, dealing a bit of damage here. And what is this? I'm not sure that this venom would really come into effect because you are made of wood. I don't think venom really works like that. And you do not have blood.
Is there a saving throw against it?
Let's see. It does have a saving throw for the ether spider venom.
So unless I take extra feats, I do get a bonus. I get a +1.
Okay.
But if there is a feat like specifically for us that'll make us immune. But...
Okay. So I guess in that case, go ahead and roll a fortitude save, and you'll have the the plus to it since you're wood and all.
I think
that very much passes. You're good. You don't take any additional poison damage, but you feel and these fangs, like there's like a strange iciness to them. You can feel them kind of bite into your little wooden self. It's very odd feeling from these. Bras. Big bugs.
Okay. I will go ahead and craft an alchemist fire, and then I'm gonna chuck it at the spider that attacked Honker.
Okay.
Damn.
I think with alchemist fire, even if it misses, like that still splashes.
Not with a critical failure.
Oh, the critical failure? Okay.
So I'll go ahead with my third action. I will just craft another one.
Okay. All right, Maz.
I guess I'm gonna use my hoop.
All right, hoop ahoy. There we go. All right. First toss with the hoop is a miss. These guys are flighty buggers. They seem to be phasing in and out of the planes. Second one a miss. Whew. All right, you still got one more action.
Get these bad rolls out of the way, people.
Yep. Oh,
It's time to change.
dodgy
And
spiders.
that is that.
All right, number 6 up here. Also, he shoots a web at Nini, which will immobilize Nini in that location, and then crawls on down from the ceiling and tries to do a bite at Nini. Oh.
No.
Owie, okay. Dealing a pretty hefty bite into Nini from this ethereal spider. Go ahead. Actually, should let me do this roll. Okay, I had to do the fortitude save. Oh boy. Alright, so this does ether spider venom, which it says it has some effects. So stage 1, it has some poison damage, and it sounds like it makes you clumsy, which I don't think we ran into that side effect for us. Clumsy.
I don't need spider venom to be clumsy.
Okay, so it means you take a -1 to things like reflex saves and like acrobatics and stealth and ranged attacks. So anything that would require a little bit of finesse. All right, Honker, you're immobilized with this web.
Okay, so I will say, stand fast, friends. We can do this. I'll come up with a good spider pun soon.
It's hard on the spot.
It's the most important part.
Okay, cool. So, probably should have targeted everybody first.
Whew.
Work.
All right, courage inspired.
Yeah. So I realized by reading just now, I had to give it to Brawls 2 and Grotus. This is a cantrip. I should have been doing this every round all along.
Oh, that's a cantrip? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. That's handy.
And it's a one action cantrip, so at the same time as I do that, I will turn to Nini and I will say, don't worry, we'll help you out, and drop a soothe on them.
Okay.
Heal them up and give them some extra bonuses to saves.
Okay.
Cool. That's all 3 actions.
Oh, the suit takes 2?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Grotus.
Very much inspired by Honker's enthusiasm, despite being hung up in phase silk. Grotus is going to drop into his stumbling stance and declare, Grandma's secret spider slaying technique. And second action, he stumbles forward, tumbles, stands back up, and he's holding his sandal. He goes, fuck you! And he does a flurry of blows.
I love it.
That's excellent. All right. Let's see how much the sandal helps.
I'm gonna guess a lot. If I flip flop, it hurts.
For stat reasons, it counts as a stumbling strike.
It hits.
Beautiful.
Get out of my house!
Smack that bug.
Oh, and he's got to roll the against my will save DC.
Oh,
or
right.
Right. Yeah.
Scroll back up to them. Will. They failed.
Yeah. No, I think my will save DC is only like 10.
Was it 10? I thought it was higher than that.
Let me check. I might be looking at the wrong tab. Let me double check.
I feel like we.
Yeah, it looks like it's 10.
Oh darn! Well, then they don't fail.
Are these my saving throws or my DCs, motherfucker? I never know where to find it.
Let's see. I know I looked this up last time.
I see these things that they're like at the top of the screens under actions and activations, but they seem to be rolls with like plus 12, plus 13, plus 10.
Let's see. This is the roll for their flat-footed, right?
This is roll if he's stunned 1.
Oh, the stunned. That's right, the stunned. Okay, so let's see some herb types. And oh wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. It's not stumbling stance that does that. It's the flurry.
Stunning strike.
Stunning strike, yeah.
Stunning fist. Stunning fist.
Stunning fist. Pathfinder, here we go. Let's see. 42 save. Class DC. Pathfinder. TE. Okay, so it's 10 plus the proficiency bonus for your class, which is
expert level, so that's plus 9.
Proficiency bonuses Pathfinder 2E. Okay, let's train to 4. So okay, so 14. It says because if you're expert, so actually that would, well, they'd still pass because if they meet it, they pass because they rolled a 14.
Okay, and
So.
Inspire doesn't affect that. It only affects.
Oh, that's let's see. Inspire courage.
No, it applies. It's an auto, so it applies as needed. You can see on like his last roll it applies, but it doesn't apply to that.
It doesn't apply to that.
Attack rolls, damage rolls, and saves against fear effects is what it does.
Against fear. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. So then I guess then it saved, so it didn't get stunned because it met the DC. Okay.
Okay. Sorry for that. I'm writing down so I don't have to.
No, we're still figuring out how Fat Pathfinder works.
Patience, everybody. Here's that second stumbling strike with the flurry. Okay, that's my turn.
Boom. All right. All right, Nini. You're currently immobile, but you can still do things that don't require you moving from your location. What are you doing?
Well, since he can't move, he's going to do 3 lightning bolt balls out of his basically his butt, but I mean, they come out of his tail.
All right. Let's go. That's a hit. Nice. Ah, and a miss. And a miss. All right, well, these Foxfire lightning bolts kind of add a little bit of crackling intensity to the already kind of strange feeling air. It managed to strike for a little bit of damage on this guy. Did all three of those use all 3 actions? Is that how that one goes?
Yeah, they're one action.
One action each? Okay. All right. Number 13 here tries to bite at Grotus. Hits. Doing minimum damage. Nice.
Oh,
So now
that-
he's
that's
flat-footed.
not wrong.
Yep, and he is flat-footed now because he did successfully hit. Let's see. Let's do a fortitude save on you. Oh, whoops. That was a fortitude save on... Honker critically succeeded a fortitude save for no reason. But...
No, it's because you have me targeted. You did damage to me too.
Oh, I have him targeted. Oh, shit. God damn it. Everything was so close together, it looked like it was pointing at Grotus. Well, here, let's fix Honker up here.
Put a band-aid on Hunker.
There we go. A little band-aid on Honker there. Alright, well, I guess let's see if that actually hit Grotus. It is targeting Grotus now, right? Yes. Okay. That's a critical miss. Okay. Didn't hit. Tries again. That one does hit. Okay, so that one does hit. It's now flat-footed because it did hit Grotus. And then let's get the fortitude save on Grotus here. Failure. So you are now under the effects of Ether Spider Venom and are clumsy in terms of ranged attacks and some other dexterity-based skill throws if we have to do any of those.
How could you even notice?
Alright, one last time with a miss. Alright. Number 6 over here. Let's see. This spider shifts into the ethereal plane and becomes invisible.
God damn it.
Braz.
Alright, I'm going to try to get number 13 with a Alchemist Fire again.
Okay. That hits. Nice. All right, so this little corner goes up in flames here. The spider making screechy little spider noises. These little webs crossing between the planes, kind of sparkling in the fire here. What else are you doing, Browse?
I craft another one and throw it again.
All right. All right, that one's a miss.
My turn.
If it's just a miss and not a critical miss, does that still shatter?
He'll still get the splash then.
Just look at the splash. Okay, that's what I thought.
It's just if it's a critical failure, you don't get the splash.
Yeah, if it's a critical failure, you forgot to let go of it. It's still in your hand.
Got a Wile E. Coyote situation.
Yeah, you did the old fetch the ball. I didn't actually throw it. All right, Nini.
He's gonna use his Foxfire again.
All right, Foxfire ahoy. That's a hit. Nice. I forget, is that always like lightning, or does that like, can its element be changed?
No, because of his race, it's always like.
Oh, it's because of his race. Okay. Interesting. All right, second hit. Very nice. Cruddy roll on the dice, but still a little damage. And that's a whiff. But at least we got 2 this time.
And I have to roll damage dice on myself.
Hmm?
If I critically fail, it goes against myself. So.
Oh, interesting. Okay. All right. So go ahead and I'll just apply that manually to you. Let's see, 8. So there's 3. Okay. All right. Grotus. Bug's on fire.
Oh, yeah. Oh, shit, it's on fire now. Got to put it out even harder with the sandal.
Right, exactly. This plays right into my plans.
So stumbling, and now apparently clumsily stumbling, like he was stumbling gracefully before. Now he's stumbling.
Was he though? Was he?
You know it. It's just it flows like Mountain Dew into a can. So you're right. He drops down, and he doesn't need to do anything. The guy's already flat-footed, stumbling strike.
Yep.
Bummer. Second one in that flurry.
Okay.
Super bummer.
Oof.
He's gonna do a feint.
Okay.
Anyway, try to make him fall for that.
Sure.
Make him flat-footed again.
All right. Let me go ahead and roll the whiz.
I think it's his wisdom DC or whatever that is.
Yeah, it's his wisdom. They are not very wise. Yeah, that would just be. Yeah. You would succeed on that deception. They're not particularly wise.
Okay, then last attack against him will be flat-footed again.
Sweet.
It was a spectacular display. That's my turn.
Very graceful. All right, Honker.
I will once again say we're almost able to wrap up this web of really bad puns that I'm not good at today. Okay, there we go. Sweet.
Oh, does that only last like one turn?
Yeah.
Okay, well, at least it's cantrip. Now we know.
Yeah, it's cantrip, so I just need to remember to drop it each round. But okay, and then I will. Is this one up on the ceiling or close enough to touch?
It is on the floor, like pretty much like right next to you there. So you would not have to move to touch it, even though you got this web on you.
So I will reach out and poke the spider in its eye and see if I can daze him.
All right. It fails its save against whatever that was.
All right, so just take some damage. That's my turn.
Okay. Maz.
Oh, it finally got back to me.
Yeah, you rolled it like the bottom of the list this time.
12 years later.
I guess I'll try and attack with my flame cantrip.
Okay. That hits. Nice. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh wait, I did that wrong.
Oh, yeah, that cat's again. Yeah, go ahead and roll the damage there. All right. Nice bit of damage there. This beast is looking a little toasty from all this fire damage getting done to it. All right, you still got 2 other actions.
I'll just try doing it again.
Okay. Woofed.
And I guess a third time.
Might as well. Fire seems you're working all right. Ah.
And that's my turn. I'll see you again in 12 more years.
All right. So, I think I may make an executive decision here with regards to Scorch. Because I feel like the way that it's set up, where you have to use your actions to give Scorch any action, I feel like that's a little silly. I feel like he should be able to do something on his own. So what I'm going to do, because like there's so many of these times where Scorch just kind of exists in so many of these fights, just around and doesn't do anything. So I think what I'm going to do with Scorch, just so you guys can get some actual like use out of him without feeling like you have to necessarily give up something to use him. I'm gonna say Scorch has an action to to do like, well, I guess it would be, yeah, we'll say Scorch has an action, and you can use your actions to give him more actions like normal. But I feel like he should have, like, something. Because otherwise he's always just kind of, like, here. Just patiently. As you all are fighting and dying and bleeding and whatnot. He's just, like, sitting there. Doing nothing. The whole fight.
Look, he hasn't finished his training yet.
That's fair.
This is all very confusing to me. I'm a dog.
Yeah.
That's probably exactly what's going on in that head. Like, what the hell?
But yeah. So I'm going to give Scorch an action just to have, so we can at least have a useful companion along with us without feeling like you, Braz, have to give up your other things, just so he can, like, do anything.
Sounds good.
Okay. So, given that, Scorch comes up on this spider with a bite.
Scorch likes toasted spiders. It's one of his favorite treats.
And misses. He tried. It was his first time having an action on his own, so a little nervous. All right. Back at the top with these guys. All right. Large beast, 13 here. Turns to Scorch and shoots a web, immobilizing Scorch.
Well, that's rude.
And tries to bite. Misses. And hits on the second one. Doing some damage. Let's see. How much fortitude does Scorch have? Scorch succeeds on his fortitude save and does not get poisoned. Good job, guy. Alright, and it fails the save on the persistent fire damage, and so it does still take a bit more from that. Go ahead and apply that here. All right. The other spider up here, during its invisibility, had moved slightly and reappears from the ether next to Braz and Honker here. And it spits a web onto Braz. Oop. There we go. Immobilizing Braz. Bites. Misses. Bites again. Misses. Braz, you're good for now. Maz, you're at the top of the order this time.
Oh my gosh. I guess I will try my hoop again.
Okay. All right. That's a hit. Roll them hoops.
Of course.
Oof. Terrible damage roll, but it's still damage. All right. Got 2 more actions.
I'll try one more time.
Okay. Oof. Big whiffins. All right, you got 1 action left.
I'll try fire.
All right. Produce flame ahoy. Ah. Rip. All right, Nini.
He's gonna keep doing the foxfire. That's pretty much all he can do in this confined space.
Okay.
I mean, hey, fire seems to be pretty effective here.
Hey, that's a hit. Roll them up. Nice. Ooh.
He did a little bit.
All right. Grotus. This one in front of you here is looking pretty worse for wear, as much as you can tell from something from the ethereal plane. But the fire and the fox lightning and everything else seems to have done some work on it.
Alright, baby, get worse. And he's gonna deceive like he's gonna come down like a gorilla slam.
Okay.
But he's actually gonna twirl away from it. That's the deception.
Alrighty.
Nah.
Alright, that would definitely succeed on its...
So he intentionally misses with the overhead like gorilla slam, spins around, and then just like donkey kicks at the guy.
Nice. Alright. That's a hit.
+1 damage because he's flat-footed.
Boom.
Got him.
Alright. Roundhouse kick around the circle, smacks this guy into the wall, and with a kind of a petering out, spider hissing noises, that one is gone. Big splat. Big splat in the corner.
Action to move to within melee range of the other guy.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Alright. Braz.
Alright, I will craft another alchemist fire and throw it at the remaining spider.
Okay.
Damn. I will craft another one, and that's my turn.
Alright. Scorch. It's up in here. And misses. He's trying. Honker.
Man. I will inspire courage
Okay.
again. And then I will do a chill touch on this other spider here.
Okay. All right. It succeeds its throw against that.
Okay. So we'll take half damage.
All right. Roll them up. Nice. All right. Good bit of chill damage onto this thing.
That's my turn.
That's your turn. Okay. All right. The spider, angered by the other one that's gone down here, goes wild with the bites and bites at Roz. Whew. Critical miss. Total whiff. A hit. Biting into you, but you do succeed on your saving throw against the venom. Nicely done.
Badass.
Very nice. One last bite here. Miss. Braz.
Well, let me return the favor. And I'm gonna chuck the alchemist fire. Come on.
Ah.
Son of a bitch!
That does still do the splash. That's just a miss.
Yeah. But I'm going to make another one and throw it again.
Ooh. All right. Honker.
Okay. See, the most difficult part about trying to look up puns online is like there's so much like you gotta be careful about what you're saying with some of these puns, like, and there's so many weird racist puns. I don't understand.
Oh my god, really? With spiders? The fuck?
It's either dumb or kind of racist. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't know. Is the word patty a racist term
Like in term, like a
for an Irishman?
Probably.
maybe. I don't know. I've never heard it used in that way.
I don't know. What do you call an Irish spider? A patty long legs.
I don't know. I've never like I feel like that one. I don't know. Like I've just never heard it used like in that way before.
It's an ethnic slur, not a racial slur.
Yeah,
that's
I guess
kind
I
of the
guess
same
that
thing,
makes
so like
sense.
I shouldn't use that word, right?
Yeah,
like
it sounds like it's more of referencing like a common Irish naming convention.
you gotta be careful. You don't want to use them, and then the rest are kind of like dumb. Like, did you hear about the spider who ate the fly? He was a real buzzkill.
Jeez.
Yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
so hopefully that inspired some courage, y'all. I chill touch the spider, and that'll be my turn.
all right. And Nini.
Nini is going to try something different.
Okay. What are we trying?
Telekinetic Rend.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
And that's his turn. That's a cantrip.
Huh. Well, that's neat. All right. Scorch. Let's see. Ah, these spiders, they're so dodgy with their multi-dimensionalness. Grotus.
All the legs.
Yeah, it's all the legs. All the legs and all the dimensions. Let's see how well the sandal works on this spider.
Hasn't worked too effectively yet, but here we go. Another stumble.
Okay. All
I
right.
have deceived you.
It is deceived.
She shot. 'Twas a dream. Here comes stumbling stance, flat-footed business.
That's a hit.
And the next one.
Nice. Oof.
Oh, he still needs to roll if he's stunned from the
Oh,
first
right.
roll.
That was a will.
14. Yeah, will save.
That's right. Will save. Let's see. It rolls a.
Sorry, fortitude. I lied. It's fortitude.
Oh, it's fortitude. Okay, let me do fortitude.
Is it much different of a modifier?
A little bit.
They're
Well, it saves.
It saves the face off. We don't need to roll that again.
Okay.
Then was it? I deceived, flurry. I got one more strike. I'll try.
Okay.
Critical.
Oh, Maz.
I'll try my hoopy.
All right. That is miss. That one's a hit, though. All right. A bit more damage on that guy. Still have one more action. All right. Big guy here. Hit on the bite. Minimum damage, though. But will you still be fortuitous? You are, Braz. You're doing good against this venom.
No, I'm pretty awesome.
Alright, and that second one's a miss. And that third one, oh, is a hit. Alright. Alright, hefty bit of damage here. Another fortitude save. Ooh, crit failure.
Oh, fuck.
Let's see. What does that do?
I'm gonna assume nothing good.
Alright, I think that would do... Okay, so stage 2 you would be clumsy 2 and also slowed from that for a round. Grotus.
The beatings, they never stop.
Morale's not improving, so. Alright, deception successful.
I have deceived. Now he shall be struck. Alright, maybe this one.
Ah!
We all know where this is going. And the last one.
Hey, that's what we like to see.
Thank God.
Hey,
that's all we needed. There we go. Splat. All right. So you guys find yourself alone in this old buried bell tower here. While you were bonking away on this bell, Grotus, before you summoned spiders from the ethereal plane upon you, you did notice, as the bell was kind of, rocking around, it looks like there is something under the bell.
I'll pick it up, check it out. What is it?
Okay. All right, so you guys scoot the bell off the side, and there's a few things in here. There is there's kind of a knot of this webbing under the bell, and there's a few things that are kind of being held inside this knot. There is a token, a feather token, which has like a kind of inscription of a tree on it, a pair of broken spectacles, and a figurine that looks like... What is this here? Ah, okay. It's a figurine that looks...
Why can I never remember the numbers for this?
It's 2... For that, it's 2d8s of healing.
Did anybody object to me taking that figurine?
Go for it.
That'll make my explosion trick move down to 1 spell slot rather than it takes a level 2 and a level 3 spell slot for my really, really big boom. Well, this will cut one of those out.
Nice.
All right. So with all those, yeah. So let's see. Braz, you succeeded. Grotus, you succeeded. Nina, you succeeded. So yeah, 2d8s to healing, respectively. Let's see. Maz, were you doing any healing as well, since you're medicinally trained?
I can. Who needs it the most?
I think I still have the most wounds.
Yeah, Braz is the most. Braz and Grotus are the two with the most right now.
Never mind.
Never mind. I had water band-aids.
I try and heal Braz, and instead I slap her on the face and go, "There, you're all better."
And I slap back, attack her, and we wrestle on the floor for a minute.
No, I think that's really essentially what happens. Rules is written. That should.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to take damage on a failure that bad. Or is it have to be a crit fail? Does that meet the threshold?
That is a critical failure.
Yeah.
For
So
them,
for that.
Is it? Because if the DC is a 15, wouldn't it have to be a 5?
A 1 and a 20
Oh,
are
oh wait,
always
oh yeah, all
considered
right,
crit
it's a 1. It
failure.
was a 1. That's right.
And then you have the bounding. But yeah, they take a D8 damage for the crit failure.
Damn, that was a hell of a slap. All right, how hard of a slap? Okay, 2. Not too bad. All right, Braswell. There we go. It was enough to put Braz's health back into the red instead of the green.
God damn it.
I will try to heal Braz.
Okay. Ah, that's just a regular failure. It doesn't pass the 15, so nothing happens.
Do we not have any more healing potions?
I know we bought some.
You know what? Now that you say that.
Yeah, because we did a whole stock up on stuff.
Yeah, I got a healing potion if you need one.
You've got
Yeah, I have 4 of the lesser healings if you need it.
Yeah, I thought I had got some, but I guess I didn't.
I thought you did too. Hold on.
Did you maybe just not add them to her sheet?
You did, because I think I bought 3.
I thought you did. Oh wait, no, the antidotes. You bought antidotes. 3 antidote
that's
lessers.
That's right.
That's right. Okay. Okay, so if they're lessers, that's 2d8 plus 5.
Yeah, go ahead and just roll your 2d8 plus 5, and I'll just remove 1 from my inventory.
Okay. Nice. So 20, 21.
That will help.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll help a lot. Decent roll on that one. Oh, it's plus. Oh wait, no, you already added the plus 5.
I added 5 already.
That's right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, strange little trove of baubles, including this candy treat, which you feel like you've seen similar things at circuses before. And this door.
No time like the present.
Indeed. Kick open the door. And you find a very worn down, kind of poorly made brick staircase. And you kind of poke your way up the staircase a little bit. And you find yourself in the basement of what appears to be, a building in the city somewhere, assumedly somewhat nearby of the Mermaid Fountain, since we're not too crazy far from there horizontally. But looking around in this basement here, you see it looks like this used to be a pottery shop at some point. Like there's a lot of pots, many of them busted, and you see, some very kind of rusted tools and kind of the remains of what looks like it might have been a kiln at some point. But clearly this is a pottery shop no longer. Which, given the location of the mermaid statue in the kind of cruddy part of town, you're probably still in the cruddy part of town, you would assume. From the basement here, you Well, actually, this would probably be... Nini, give me a perception check. And this will be with, like, advantage or a bit of a bonus to it, because I feel like you would probably recognize some stuff here. Let's see what you get. Oh, Nina, did you want to roll a perception?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. Nice. Okay. So yeah, even without any additional bonuses here. So, Nini, one thing you notice as you come up into this abandoned pottery shop basement, you as you mentioned in the past, you're pretty familiar with a wide array of substances in this world here, and you can you kind of detect just like the faint remnants of kind of a variety of illicit drugs, like the traces of them in this building. As you guys are kind of looking around, it seems like, while this was a pottery shop at some point, it seems this is now just some kind of abandoned building turned drug den kind of spot in this district of town. But it seems to also be a handy back access down into Moonstone Hall that is unbeknownst to those guards by the fountain. So, seems to probably be the way that you've heard all this information or found some things down there about Mr. Dusklight creeping around down in here. It seems like this might be the way she goes.
That's just the way she goes. Well, going through some of our party stuff, I noticed we got a book about prayers and rituals to Eridan. Do we want to show the book to the statue?
Oh yeah, we do have that, don't we? Let's see. Party sheet. Oh yeah, we do. Yeah, that seems like a reasonable option.
Sure, why the heck not?
Okay. Alright, so for the moment, I'm not going to scoot you guys all the way back down to the other room, but you guys are down in the other room in front of the statue. Here again. In front of this door. Alright, so you crack open this book with various prayers and rituals to Eridan here. And, flipping through them a bit, give me... Grotus, are you the one looking through the book right now?
Sure. I'll give it a try.
Okay, go ahead and give me a religion check as you're flipping around through this religious tome here.
Bingo bongo.
Damn, alright. God is with us in this room tonight. Nat 20, alright. Grotus, you flip through here and you're not super familiar with these various rites and rituals and prayers and things there, but this one that you found here on this page sounds pretty good. And so you kind of start reciting this little prayer here in front of this statue, and once you finish it here, you hear kind of a sound of stone on stone, and this statue scoots to the north, out of the way of these ebony doors here.
And I will close this reading from the book of Get the Fuck Out of Our Way. Amen.
Beautiful. All right. Behind these doors, so these doors, they open inwards towards you guys in the room. And behind them is a staircase descending to another level of this hall. Well, let me get that up here. And then while I am doing that, we're going to go ahead and take our little break here. How are you doing up there, Maz?
I mean, I'll probably have to get off and try and go to bed.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll go for a little bit more, but so go ahead and take a little break. Do what you got to do. Drink water, bathroom, whatever the heck, and we'll come back for a little bit at least, delving a little bit deeper into the hall here before Maz got to conk out. So we'll see you in a bit.
Moonstone Hall full of spiders and lizards.
for you guys. I had it on my OBS, but I didn't have it on in here. So much like the ones that were going up to the bell tower, these are also very worn. You know, there's kind of divots in them all the way down from countless generations of footsteps. And so these kind of wind down a bit, and at the bottom here you find a hallway. And if we... Oops, thunder again? Well, I guess we're going to have another... We had a huge storm this morning, or we're going to have another one tonight. But if you step around the corner here, you find that there is a kind of a cross-shaped intersection of hallways here. And these hallways, all of them down here, are adorned with these very dusty... Oh, tokens are locked. My bad. Unlock. There you go. You may now freely scoot a boot. So the hallways down here are all adorned with these very dusty rugs that are ornamented with more symbols of these winged eyes. There are various discarded bones kind of littered around, bits of broken weapons. And this whole floor down here, like as soon as you came down these stairs, that nasty Zolgath funk that you have unfortunately become so familiar with in your adventures thus far. It's very funky down here with that stink. So as you kind of approach this intersection here, you see it heads north into, looks like a larger room up that way. You see there is a door down the eastern hall and a door down the western hall, both of which extend for a way. But as you all kind of approach this intersection, everybody roll a perception check for me. All right, everybody. Okay, so you all very quickly feel like a presence of some kind approaching. And you see coming up the hallways in all directions towards you, you see what looks like the spirit of a man. He has these priestly robes on, and he has a very distinctive diadem on his head, kind of encircling his bald his head here. And along with him there are three other spirits that are a bit more rough in form. Like they don't seem to be taking the shape of any particular person. They seem a bit more lost and anxious, and they almost seem ready to come after you. But the presence of this other gentleman here with the robes seems to be keeping them at bay. But he approaches, and he kind of looks down over you all as he kind of hovers in the air here, and he says, "Who are you? Why have you come?"
I'm Honker.
I've come because it feels good.
I've come to tell you a joke.
He looks somewhat peeved by this. He says, "This is no place for jokes. These halls are sacred. And, well, in recent days they are unclean. Do you intend to further add to the defilement of these halls?"
I would argue that laughter is one of the most cleansing things that both a soul and a structure can experience.
That shit's deep,
You
man.
know what? Give me a religion check for that one, Honker. That's pretty. And you know, again, also give yourself a hero point for that because that's pretty fucking good.
I would argue that because like I'm always juggling and shit, that it should be a performance check.
Okay, performance. Okay, I'll give it. Go ahead.
Mostly because I have 0 to religion and a little bit more to performance.
That's fine. All right.
Oh, beautiful.
All right. So you give this stirring little speech about the religious aspects of laughter, and you know it. For as little knowledge of religion as you have, Honker, you know that was a pretty good little impromptu liturgy you gave here, and this spirit kind of pauses for a moment and is considering your what you said here, and he says, "Well, you know, you may be onto something there. A bit unconventional, but yes, I can see what you mean. So, if you are not here to further defile my temple, are you here to cleanse it, perhaps?"
Yes. And we'll start with a joke.
Yeah,
Honker's
it's a real
ready.
weird vibe in here.
Yeah, he's happy to cleanse the temple.
All right, fire away with your joke, Honker.
Oh, you really want a joke?
Yeah, you can't just tease us like that.
And there's no spiders
Yeah.
involved in this one. There's
So-
got to be some better ones out there.
All right, so he's like, he's juggling, various different items and whatnot, kind of like, doing his normal performance stuff. And then he kind of stops and looks like the priest dead in the eye. And he says, "So I went to the beekeeper to purchase some bees because we like bees. Everybody likes bees. And I said I need a dozen bees. And I got my bees and I went home. And, well, I didn't know how to count, but Grotus helped me learn how to count. And I counted and I counted and I counted again. And I had 13 bees. So I went back to the beekeeper and I said, 'Mr. Beekeeper, I gave you 1 gold for 12 bees, but I have 13 bees.' And that beekeeper looked at me and he said, 'Well, young hunker, that one's a free bee.'"
God damn it!
Oh,
All right, that was pretty good.
That one got a cowbell send.
Excellent. All right. So, you do manage to get some kind of a laugh out of this spirit with this, and he again seems more convinced of your belief in the cleansing properties of laughter and humor, and he after he kind of finishes, he says, "Well, I must say that does certainly lift the air a bit, doesn't it? I am Ulthadar. I was once the high priest of Moonstone Hall, and, well, in fact, I was the high priest of its construction many lifetimes ago. But in recent times here, there have been a number of intruders who have broken into the hall here and defiled its sanctity in a number of ways, and their presence yet lingers here, continuing its befoulment. If you are intent on cleansing this place, well, that is wonderful news. In exchange, you may keep whatever you find, throughout these halls here. The contents of the temple are less important than its sanctity itself. And in, the many years that have passed since this place has been in use, the items here are not so important anymore. So feel free to take them with my blessing."
I think we'll be happy to take him off your hands and cleanse his temple.
Well, wonderful. The intruders are in a number of places around here in these halls, but I do wander, so I may appear for you again elsewhere, but for now I will keep watch on you, me and my compatriots here, but we will not harm you so long as you are doing good for the will of Eridan.
Do I know anything about that particular god?
For that one, you're
I
gonna
know
have to give me a religion check.
I totally fuck no.
Well, let's see if I do.
Yeah, if anyone else
I
wants
will-
to roll religion at
I'll
this
do my
moment,
best to respect Erden and his magical sheep to the best of my ability. And with confidence, like I'm ready to march on.
all right. So, Crotus needing, most of what you know of Aerodent is things that you've picked up in your various interactions so far, throughout your travels. So you know about something with the Aeon Towers, because there was the one that you guys went to, and there's still some business with those evidently, but they're tied to Eridan. And then of course this hall had something to do with him, but you're not entirely too familiar. But the Aeon Towers, these Aeon orbs, are probably like the most of what you know about Eridan.
Hey, Ulfi. Big old Ulthradar. Radar. I'm gonna call you Radar because you got big ears and your name's Ulthradar. Hey, Radar operator. What the fuck this place got to do with the Aeon Towers? They're all above ground and shit, from what I remember, and this place is weird and underground.
Oh, I actually got a picture of this guy. Hold on.
Oh fuck. You're dead honor. If it please court.
So you mentioned the Aeon Towers, and Ulthadar kind of regards you for a moment and says, "I do know more, but for now," and he points down the hall to the east where there is a closed door, and he says, "Scholars put their knowledge into books, you'll find."
You, that's good. I'm not a scholar. That's why I asked you, man.
If you are able to successfully cleanse this place and restore its sanctity, I may be willing to tell you more of my own experience with those, but for now, the books in the library may have information recorded in the annals of history.
Alright. That's not going to vibe with my bodily kinesthetic learning style, but thank you for trying.
And with that, Ulthadarm and these apparitions that are with him, they disappear. And you are left alone in the crossroads of this hallway here.
Oh, man. I don't smart carny people make it in this industry. We are fucked.
I try not to think about it too much.
I mean, I'm dumb as hell, but like I smile a lot.
All the ostensibly smart people keep trusting us to do the important stuff, and we are being very upfront about how fucking stupid and chaotic we are.
But we're strong together, like a family.
like a bunch of night crawlers tied up into one big ball of night crawlers thrown at a wall. We are going to be so strong.
Really
I
do
come
have
up.
big words.
I go like when he says that, like my smile gets really big, and like I go up and I get like an arm and a leg wrapped around his leg, and I kind of reach over and do the same to like a grab at bras, and I'm like night crawlers, let's roll down the hallway.
Oh.
All right, man, here we go. And squirt!
And off
That's our
we
new
go.
nickname, night crawlers. Squirm out.
All right, are you guys heading to the east towards the library, or heading somewhere else first?
Yeah, human night crawler style.
All right.
Yeah, let's try to go east towards that library since the guy was so pushy about it.
All right. So you head to the east and through the door, and in here, towering mahogany bookcases line the walls of this chamber. It's about a 20-foot high room and floor-to-ceiling bookshelves. You know, classic Beauty and the Beast style library we got going on here. And these shelves are crammed with thousands of ancient texts. There's a thick layer of dust covering these shelves, and there is a round reading table to the south with a few chairs around it. There are some wooden ladders that are affixed at regular intervals that, you know, while they are quite old, they seem well enough that as long as nobody too particularly heavy climbs on them, they should be able to support you if you're trying to reach the upper shelves. And then, of course, there are these very faded and threadbare kind of luxurious rugs, again with more intricate floral patterns, are kind of stretched across the floor here.
I think this place would be really neat if I knew how to read.
That, young man, is where you're wrong. Follow me, and I'll see if I can suffer out this decimal system and find the erotica.
All right, so if you are looking around at the books in here, you have a few options. You can roll either an Arcana check, an Occultism check, or a Religion check, or if you have an argument that you have an applicable lore skill that would, or a lore skill that would work here. Any of those, your choice. Feel free to roll a check, and we'll see if you find anything of interest around here.
All right, with this roll, which I'm gonna hero point.
Okay.
I'm gonna hero point again. Son of a. I'm looking for books on clowning.
All right.
Or joke books, like, because I'm specifically a comedy clown.
Okay. Well, you unfortunately don't find any in that particular regard, but Grotus, Braz, Nini, you guys do find a few books, and
Goofy and erotica.
let's see what we find.
How do you track books down? You follow their footnotes.
All right.
Nini has a skill when it comes to learning.
Oh, sure.
Clarity of focus.
Okay.
So basically, you can memorize everything in here in a couple seconds.
Ooh, very cool. All right. So, let's see. Let's start with Nini. The book that you find is... You find a book that is called The Deeds of Aeroden. And, you know, this tome, you crack it open, these pages are that very, very fine, thin paper that you often see used in big, chunky, scriptural type texts. It's almost onion skin tier paper. But you carefully look through these, and this details various legendary acts of Aroden before and after he ascended to godhood. This book is, you surmise, definitely more than a century old, and it doesn't mention his death. But at this point in time, you especially with your interactions at the Aeon Tower, Aroden, the god, has been dead for a while, and that's part of the reason why the Aeon orbs are failing, as you guys have previously learned. But you persevere through the kind of long-winded narratives here with your ability to retain information here, and you find an interesting passage that relates to this particular things that you guys have been running into, and that would be this. So, from the Deeds of Aroden. The last Aslanti saw how the vile dwellers of the lands below squandered the orb's life-giving power. He wept for the 6 beacons of creation, forced to illuminate twisted monoliths and blood-stained altars. He descended into the bowels of the world to pluck the radiant orbs from their cradles in that fell land. One he left, in his infinite mercy, to sustain the vault which was called Vask. The other 5 he named Aeon Orbs, and carried them up to light his new land, still mere rocks drawn from the raging sea. 5 towers he built, the Marsh Tower to tame the mire, the Forest Tower to sustain the great woods, the Life-root Stone to guard the Solwyn Hills, and the Wellspring Tower to shine across the lush plains. The 5th he placed upon Erin to illuminate the isle of his chosen. He smiled upon the blazing Aeon orbs from his throne in the high mountains. As his beacons shone across the land, Aroden poured his essence into them. The light of his 5 orbs woke the islands, coaxing their fields and forests into abundant growth, and for so long as he reigns, his Aeon orbs shall shine in bounty, Aroden's eternal promise of life to humanity.
Yeah, Nene is going to just snort a line of purple powder after that.
So, as you guys are looking over this particular text here, Ulthadar reappears among you here in the library, and he kind of lets out this mournful wail and sobs. Aroden is gone! The Aeon orbs fail. Who can save us? And he kind of looks over you all, and he kind of gets an interesting look on his face as he kind of regards all of you. And he says, You possess his touch, his reflection from his Aeon orb. But how can this be? You must gain a reflection from each of his 5 Aeon orbs. As Aroden poured his essence into them, so must you gain these reflections of these essences, and you can reignite their power from his high throne in the Kortos Mountains.
Well, we've been to the tower here on this fancy Aeron Island.
Yep, and you did all get a blessing from that orb for what you did there.
And I polish my wood every day, so I'm shiny, and that's why I'm reflective. I can show you how I polish my wood if you want.
I didn't teach him that. There's nothing in there.
As you know, as he finishes kind of saying this bit about getting these other essences, he again gets this kind of mournful look on his face, and he once again disappears. The others of you, so Braz, the book that you find... Braz, you find a book called The Moonstone Oracles. And this text primarily describes Moonstone Hall's signature wonder, which are the Moonstone pools that transform natural spring water into conduits for powerful divination. And this book details how Aerodonite priests created items keyed to each pool, magical circlets called the Moonstone diadems, to deposit visual history using the pools as receptacles. And this book also mentions that later generations of priests would use these Moonstone diadems to view these repositories of knowledge stored in the pools, and explains that a diadem brought into proximity with a pool unlocks its knowledge.
So we gotta find some diadems and find some pools to hold them over.
And then the last book, Grotus, that you find is a book called The Spells of Man. And this book proposes human spellcasters as the originators of many common spells, although the claims aren't particularly well reasoned. Most valuable you find in here are 3 pages of the book that serve as scrolls, as spell scrolls, and you're able to take them with you. I will put those into party sheet here. There is a page that details favorable review. It's a scroll of favorable review, which is it's a 4th level spell. What is this? Favorable. Why does this tell me what that spell is?
Secret.
Favorable review. You enchant a creature to ensure they have only good things to say about you. Identify a single creature, location, or performance. The target must attempt a will save. Okay, so basically forces somebody to only speak good of you, or whatever it is. A scroll of pyrotechnics. Which is a 3rd level spell, which allows you to turn a fire into either a burst of blinding fireworks or a thick cloud of choking smoke. The fireworks explode in a colorful array of flashy, glowing aerial fireworks in a 20-foot burst. And does a number of effects, dazzling or blinding, depending on rolls. And then the smoke cloud gives perception circumstance penalties. And then lastly, a scroll of spell immunity, which I'm pretty sure is just going to be what it is. You ward the creature against the effects of a single spell. Choose a spell and name it aloud as part of the verbal component. Spell immunity will counteract that spell whenever they are the target of said spell. Okay, so basically you can put counterspell of a specific spell on someone. Interesting. Alright, so those 3 scrolls are in the party sheet.
Cool beans.
Indeed, some interesting information. From here, there is another door to the north, And then, of course, back out into the original hallway, there is a pair of double doors far to the west. And then there's also the hallway continuing to the north from the crossroads.
Let's check out this door just north of us.
Okay. All right. So you poke your head out of here, and you find another kind of just small crossroads. The hallway extends to the west and seems to connect to whatever room is kind of in the middle here. From the other intersection, the hallway to the north just kind of went into a room to the west of where Honker is standing. There is another pair of doors directly to the north of Honker there. And then to the east, the hallway looks like it splits and goes north and south. And there's looks like a number of doors along that hall.
Keep going north.
Keep going north? Okay. All right. So we open up this room here. All right. So this room is awash in blood. There are two large steel wash tubs that stand on the western side of this room. Underneath ceiling hooks that seem to have like the tattered remains of what looks like curtains that once divided the room up a bit. The tubs look like they are half full of blood and viscera. There's also a small cabinet on the eastern wall, but yeah, mostly these tubs full of viscera.
Nasty.
Fresh viscera or old viscera?
Fresh. Give me a
performance check.
Not a performance check. We'll say survival.
I mean, I'd argue my. Okay, I'm gonna shut up.
All right, no need to argue. It's a D20. You, given some of the stuff you saw upstairs, you surmise that this is probably remains of various sacrificial victims that the Zolgaths have done to whatever gods it is that they're worshipping. But this seems to be, a convenient location that they have found to chuck scrap parts.
I don't like this, guys. Don't make me stand in here alone. Come in here with me before I see what's on the other side of this door. I need to think of a suitable joke.
This place is gross, man. They're doing some fucked up shit right near here. Ugh.
All right, I'll open this door.
To the north? Okay. All right. So you open this door here. And upon opening the door, you hear the strange kind of guttural tongue of the Zolgaths here. It kind of echoes a bit, as there's a bit of a larger room in here. kind of a more natural room even. This is a bit more cavey once you kind of, if you continue to the west off here. But you can see from where you are, there are a number of Zolgaths in this room. Let's see here. One of them looks to be investigating. You see some more of these pools. Like, this whole room is made entirely of this kind of translucent pearlescent rock. And there are golden spigots in the walls that are kind of over these pools that are emitting... Oh, sorry. The spigots are in the east, 2 in the south, and 1 in the southwest. They emit trickles of clear spring water that run in rivulets across the floor towards these kind of shimmering pools. There's 2 of them here. But yeah, there is a Zolgath investigating these Moonstone pools. They seem to be kind of dressed up in some sort of kind of ritual garb. They're dressed a bit differently than some of the other ones that you've come across. She has you see another one of these strange, large reptilian creatures by her side. I mean, IRL, it's some kind of dinosaur, but you guys don't know what a dinosaur is. But she has one by her side, as well as a...
Do we want to kill him, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'll start. You guys get ready.
There's also a very strange looking, like, ebony skinned demon looking thing that is following her as well.
Does that look nastier than the Zolgath, or?
Let me see. There should be a picture, I think. Let's see. Well, the picture that it has in Fantasy Grounds for this is not as nasty looking as the one that I see while looking online.
Okay.
The one that I found online looks like... here, I'll put it over here in Discord. Looks like that.
Hey.
Indeed. So we're gonna go with the one that that I found on the Pathfinder wiki, because this one looks a little goofy. That thing is following her around as well. But yeah, all of them, like the 2 of them, are kind of close at her side as she's investigating these pools.
So we wanna kill all these folks, right? I could try and blow them out.
That's what the floaty guys meant when he said cleanse.
So I'll whip out this candy cane then. And I'll say, I name you Lucy. Put it on the ground so that it turns into a snake.
Okay.
And then
Here, let me show these so you can actually see
I'll
where the
pet it and I'll say, you're the best snake ever. You're so beautiful, and I would never do anything to hurt you. And then I'll send her like slithering into the room.
Okay. All right.
Right towards the enemies.
So that slithers in towards the room. You know, they don't seem to notice anything. They don't seem to be expecting anything. And this snake is able to kind of quietly get up in the midst of them here.
I'll look at Grotus and I'll say, sometimes I lie to the people I love. And then the snake will explode.
All right, and how much does that do?
I'll heighten it. Oh, do that, but I'll fix that later. I gotta roll one additional die. 29.
29. All right.
Oh shit! I had everybody in the party targeted. Sorry.
Oh shit! let me fix that. Oh no.
I'm sorry, guys. I don't normally do damage spells.
Let's see. Let me fix that here. So 29. So for each.
We weren't expecting you to go that dark.
The betrayal. Let's see.
So that would have got both of them, or
that should have hit. That should have hit all of. Like, how much of a what radius does that thing have?
20 feet.
Oh yeah, that would have hit all three of them. Oh yeah, definitely. So that should have done
29 to hit all three.
Oh, 29 to all three. Okay, so 29, 29, 29. Okay, so this little candy snake explodes in the midst of all three of these, dealing a pretty hefty chunk of damage to all three, kind of surprising them all, and throwing us into combat that we will get into next time. So I guess I think the best way to depict what has happened here, and this happens like the instant the candy snake explodes, is this you just hear this.
I like it. I like it. Right back. Paid messages.
Freeze frame on mid explosion.
And I like to think that with this one, because it's a candy and it's like supposed to be a rainbow python, like it's a rainbow explosion.
Yeah, I'd say so. That makes sense.
Of fire, but still.
Fire can be many colors.
Fire can be many colors. Very true. Alright, let me see if there's anybody. You can go send us that here. Let's see, we'll do finger. Cool. Alright. Well, we will see you guys next time for that business.
See you later. Thanks for running tonight, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, here's the drawings. We got Ghost Priest,